Hey everybody, Texas Stroker here, Lance's Performance Shop, Mopars.com. It is Tuesday the 19th of December. It is crunch time. What crunch time? I've got a ton of things to do and not a lot of time to do them. So this is kind of an accumulated tool haul with a special purpose, and of course it's 100% KC tool, and this stuff is also 100% for my nephew's Christmas. So slowly but surely we're building the kid a pretty decent little tool set, something way beyond what I would have had at that age. Like, I would have been rolling out of the Craftsman box still. So if he has issues, you know, he doesn't have the out of getting to blame the tools. But anyway, some of this goes back a while. Some of this is from the Stahlwille seasonal, Q4, if you will, of this year. Some of it's from big sales. It just all sort of conglomerates into what you're going to see here. I have the prices for most of this. I'll link to all of it. Still, as of recording this, no affiliate links. I make nothing. It's solely there for your convenience. I guess the first thing, which is kind of sad, I literally have done nothing with this, and we're going to do something with it right now. This is the Wera Advent Calendar, the thing that I cannot fit in the frame here for you very well. And this just sort of was a deal where I wound up, you know, like opening one with the family, you know, that and the Hazette, and I thought it was hilarious and neat and everything. And I've kind of started giving them to my nephew, and obviously we don't like roll with them day by day type of a thing. We sort of do like a whoever finds the next number opens the door, you know, all in one whack, if you will. And I'm not going to go into detail here. It would take way too much time. I'm sure there's been millions of videos. The sad thing is, like, I would have had this, could have easily cranked it out and been one of the first ones up. It's just busy. Again, since like March of this year, I've been insanely busy. These are totally sold out unless you go like Scalper Village or something crazy. But there's kind of a preview for you. Maybe I'll have time to make one, but they're pretty cool. Wera is the most affordable advent calendar. I kind of think that's in part why they're the most popular. But yeah, we've got that, so he will be getting that. I guess it's kind of it's like a gift for everyone, because we all like, it's literally, you know, if you find one, you open the door, and then we see what it is, and then the next person that finds two. So if you want to plan ahead, you can do that, and, you know, kind of game the system. Not that anyone would do that, but sort of just turns into like a, you know, 20-30 minute deal, and have fun with it. And then there's cool tools, you know, special limited edition, set them there in the toolbox. So yeah, the last one or two, they're there in a little roll cart, so sometimes used, so they come in handy. Anyway, moving on, this is something, it's probably what I'm most excited about for him, and it's simply because he loves it. His favorite color is green, and it's not Sublime, it's not Alpha, as much as I like this, and I'd love to see a Cuda when I turn over my shoulder, you know, sporting a 446 pack or a Hemi. In Sublime, no. He is all about the dark green, the emerald green. I know a few other people like that. Generally, like, green people are just, oh yeah, green, oh green, you know, oh green, you know, it doesn't really matter, right? But there are certain people, it's like, I like lime green, or it has to be forest green, or emerald green, or spring green, or sassy grass, or go green. You know, certain shades, I guess, are preferential. And that is the case with him. And what I'd done for his screwdrivers, I'd given him some of the high-end Vits, because they matched sort of his car and the roll cart. Plus they look killer. He did like the handles. These are beautiful, the Heycos, not gonna lie. They're like old school. If you had like a grandparent or someone that, you know, you wanted to get them a gift that was sort of like a throwback and they didn't like wood handles, go the acetate route with Heyco. I'm not going to open these again because they're for him, but I've got this little spinner handle here. I mean, it is beautiful. For people that care or into nerdy things, it does have the West Germany etching. Granted, with use, that's going to go away. They're glorious to look at. In my opinion, they're actually comfortable. The only thing for me, they're a little undersized. Like, if I wanted to nitpick this, obviously aesthetics are like top of the line, right? But they're not terrible, they're just a little undersized for what I personally prefer. That said, I think I got him like the 5-piece set of the Vits. In my opinion, certain tools like wrenches, you kind of need 2 sets, whether you accomplish that with the exact same thing, standard length, extended length. The most common setup would be standard and stubby. Sometimes you could just combine regular box end with ratcheting wrench of some sort. There's just times you cannot get a ratchet in a socket, or you're going to need it, or it's useful type of a deal. Screwdrivers are the same way. If he goes and he's going to town on something and they, just gum up the head on the number 2, he has a backup now, right? Obviously for prying, things along those lines, it's just nice to have backups on hand. These are insanely affordable. This has been here for a long time, longer than anything else in this tool haul. You can frequently get this set for sub $30. So I'm just going to link to it. We'll leave it at that. You've seen me showcase these. We've got standard number 2, stubby number 2, and of course the spinner, which I do wish they kind of made that in a 3/8 drive. That would sort of be nice, but they're fantastic. Super affordable. Heyco, a lot of people sleep on them, but like their max line wrenches, very, very nice. They've got some other things kind of under the radar, but that is just kind of a color thing. This was a deal where I'd given him, I want to say, the Heyco Felo branded one. Not Felo makes the Heyco one, right? So take a classic Felo, which for some reason I don't seem to have a yellow and black one here, but this little guy that I always pop stuff open with, make it green, make it Heyco instead of Felo. I gave him one of those, and I gave him the acetate ones, and he actually said that he liked the acetate better, so there we go. Sticking with that front, we have this, and you think, oh, okay, well, yeah, green, okay. That's not for him. That's an example, because again, I can't open this either, but from Stahlwille, and this is on the seasonal for the year end of 2023. This sucker right here, what page is it, man? I'm telling you, so many things. $75. It's kind of pricey for quarter drive, but when you look at other professional grade quarter drives, not that bad, especially on the seasonal pricing. This is their 415 QRN. Again, I'll have this link down below. I'm debating buying one of these for myself, and it's mainly just for the aesthetic in a drawer, because I have this exact ratchet. It came in a set. That set has been in the truck. I use it for dash work all the time. I am kind of frugal, so I very well might plug this guy in that foam tray. I've always been meaning to test fit it and haven't gotten around to it. And then I could take my padded one, put it in the toolbox, and have the padded handles, right? All sort of lined up ducks in a row. But these are fantastic. The Stahlwille quarter and 3/8, particularly the one that I have in there. I have used this one. I'll just be honest, I'm not opposed to bare handles. In fact, there's some that I absolutely love. This has a great curvature, great shape to it, looks great. Anything, I don't care what brand this is, Snap-on, make it Matco Blue, make it Napros, Blue Ion, anything this small, like, it's great for tight access, and you're like, oh, I gotta, get this double-din radio out of my girlfriend's car so we can fix it. Great for that. I would want to do like 2 number 8s with it and be done with it, and not touch it again until we reinstall the new head unit. If you have to use this for a long time, and this is any ratchet like this, I like cramp up. I need something like bigger, fatter, like easier for me to hold, not dainty. But I will tell you, I have put some torque on that padded one. I've used this one a little bit, but it's primarily been the padded one in that kit, and it's been pretty good to me. So what we'd done for him in the past, we had a Hazette. I want to say I got him the 8816 HPS. That would be their 3/8 quick release. Pretty sure that's what I got him. At the time, I wasn't real sure about the Quinn that came in one of these little cheap kits. Right? And I asked him, I point blank, I said, hey, if you were going to get another ratchet, 3/8 to me is the most common. It's the bread and butter. It can do quarter, it can do half, sort of your happy medium, if you will. So that's where I like to start. I apply that not just for myself, but for my nephew as well. And this was a deal. I said, hey, would you want your ratchets, if you're getting another one, to match? Same brand, same style. Would you want to have something like, lower tier, higher tier, just totally different brand thrown out there to see what you like. And he said, I wouldn't mind trying something different. Taking that and taking what I know that this is a fantastic ratchet and combining that with his favorite color is green, this is what the child will be receiving. So I say child, he's in college now, but anyway, I think it's a pretty cool little gift. It's fantastic pricing, $75 for this. Again, I know it's a small quarter drive, but it's really, really good. I think it's going to pair well with the Hazette, the 3/8. Maybe for his birthday we get 1/2 inch and complete the Trinity. No clue. What I'll do is I'll say, hey, are you liking the... It's going to be really hard for me not to buy the 916 HP or HPS, just because I swear by that. That is one of my favorite ratchets ever, particularly in 1/2 inch drive sizing. But if it's a deal where he's like, man, I really like this handle, or it looks so much better, I'll factor that in. So, and for all I know, he might wind up with a Heyco. They have a similar color scheme. If for some weird reason you hate Stahlwille ratchets, or they're too commonplace, I don't know, you need to be like a little bit more exotic out there. Heyco has a very similar color scheme. I've got one sitting over there. It's quarter drive as well. The Wera 72 tooth. Maybe we do that for him. I don't know. I've never actually had a Heyco ratchet larger than quarter drive, so that would sort of be exciting. I'm opening that one. I'm going to open that one if we go that route before he gets it. But yeah, I thought with this on the seasonal and getting that feedback from him that he wants to try some other things, knowing he liked green, it just seemed like a win across the board. Now, I am also, as I've mentioned, we're thrifty. We're not cheap. We try to get good things, and I will tell you, Pittsburgh, as much as people chagrin Harbor Freight in Pittsburgh, in terms of their hex bits, I'm talking like not necessarily Allen keys, but like the S2 tool steel, throw it on the end of a ratchet, bit sockets, pretty decent. The things I have the most experience with, and maybe it's changed with age, these are pretty old, they're T-handles. I've been really impressed with those. For the price, it's hard to beat them. I'm also mainly running things in. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna make this something like, oh, I break free square plugs, on 440 Mopars. Oh no. This is mainly running stuff in. It's particularly the quarter, but any of that set that I have used has just performed over. I'm talking like, they gotta be 20 years old by now. Geez. But that made me like roll the dice on their bit sockets, and I'm like, you know what, these are actually pretty good. They'll see a little bit more strenuous use than the T-handles. But what I did, I've had mixed results with these. I think it really depends on who's using them and if they understand the housing. What we're talking about is the multi-hex key sets, right, that fold up. And so there's really good ones in the metal cases like Eklund and whatnot from back in the day. This is a deal where the 3-piece set from Pittsburgh is like color coordinated SAE, metrics, and Torx. I got a real good price on that. I thought, you know what, that's going to fill up his toolbox. This is stuff that he needs. At the time we were putting together like a lot of gym equipment type of stuff. There's always random idiotic Torx fasteners interjected in your life when you least expect them. And I thought, you know what, this might not be the best thing out there, but for a kid, this is decent. And I say that, and I'm usually the one using them. So this was the deal. I thought, you know what, this is a great starting point. And again, just like I told you, where this or the Vits can serve as the primary, the backup, whatever he picks, that's where that set can fall. If he prefers that fold-out style, or they're working great for him, he doesn't want to use this stuff, fine. If it's high leverage and he's got that there, and that nut backs off and they go flying, I don't speak from this on experience or anything, oh no. But if that's the case, he can step up and he can use this. This is something, again, I was placing an order at the time. I couldn't really pass it up. Again, I was thinking of Christmas. I was thinking of upgrading his toolbox. This is a limited edition set. It actually sold out, I think, before the advent calendars. And no, it's not screwdrivers if you put 2 and 2 together here. This is Wera's ball end hex key set. This one right here is metric. It's going to be their 9-piece set. $45.33 was the price at the time of purchase. I think they might have been on sale. Currently, you'd have to go like aftermarket, eBay, scalper route. Could be different vendors, maybe in Germany or the Jungle site, you know, still have these available. What's inside is what matters. It is the same. What's on the outside would be, like if you're a collector, this is what you missed out on. It's very unfortunate that I can't fault KC Tool for putting a sticker here when Wera had a sticker there. If the stickers could have been placed on the plastic sleeve, you know, you don't tear the box up. But will my nephew care about the box? He'll be like, oh, that's cool. And that'll be the end of it. And the, you know, hex keys will be put in this toolbox. Some of you might think, oh, that's so cool, I've got to have this on display. Maybe the labels come off well, maybe they don't. The KC Tool ones I've had good luck with. I don't want to make his gift look bad if I screw this up. And I feel terrible because typically I would throw down my set of these long Wera hex keys. I can't do that. You think like, oh no. He's one of those, he gets exposed, we've caught him. He gets all these tools, does all these tool hauls, we knew it. Can't possibly store all that at home and work. Yeah, you've been selling them, haven't you, jerk? No, they are at work actually. So, and believe it or not, there might be replacements on their way for here because I'm going to leave them at work. But the good news is the Wera sticker is off beautifully. The KC Tool sticker is off beautifully. I guess you don't need to see those since you can see this. So yeah, mainly highlighting that for the collector side of you. I hate not opening that, but again, it's a gift, and you should know these ad nauseum by now. They're the standard length, they're not stubbies. Not that there are stubbies, or are there? Who knows? Well, maybe that's in another video. But slowly over time, upgrade. So I got them, you know, like a basic Quinn set. I think it was maybe 1/4, 3/8 and a half. I really can't remember now. But that's your starting point, right? And then we see how you take care of things. If you abuse them, if you neglect them, if you hammer on your ratchets and stuff, and I slowly upgrade you over time. So with the hex keys, this is also a deal, like legitimately, as convenient as those fold-outs are from Harbor Freight, they're limited in torque, okay? The T-handle, sure. The bit socket, go to town. Those things, light duty, like, you know, you're assembling your furniture, your desk or something, they sort of suck to do that with, you know, like you prefer something like this when you have a good standard dedicated one. The Hex Plus Profile has been fantastic. The sleeves, a lot of you hate them. You know, letters, not just they rub off, you just don't like them, they deteriorate. I've had issues several times now where the sleeve keeps me from going in a recess to actually get the ball in down where I need it. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure that I don't use my VHAs more. This profile has been great. I've taken out some really, really, really bad cap screws with these. So I'm excited on that front. The biggest benefit to the sleeve, obviously it's going to look cool to a lot of people, but if you're ever really spinning on these hard, that it's nice to have a little bit of an insulation between your fingers and the sides of a hex profile. So I think he will like these. And if you think like, oh, that's cool, that's a good idea, but hey, you said gym equipment, you know, and I remember a while back, you know, y'all gotten Rogue stuff. That's mainly my sister. I get like barbells, you know, it's kind of like a ratchet and a socket deal, but then where do you put them type of a thing. Her deal was, when she got the squat rack, she wanted to be safe, and she went overkill. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic, we got a really good deal on it, but I'm more of like the economy squat rack guy, but she got the fancy stuff. And what Rogue does that throws everything off kilter for the kid is they use SAE stuff, which is fine by me, I love it. But that's where you have to come in with something like this. So this is the counterpoint to this set. If I recall correctly, they only did this limited edition set in metric. I could be wrong. I feel like there were three. I think one was a double screwdriver and one was a screwdriver and a bottle opener. I have so many images blurred through my mind, it's hard to keep tabs on it accurately. But this set right here, same thing, just in SAE. Let me see what kind of a deal we got on it. I think I was pretty happy with it. Dadgum, I might have not grabbed the paper. Hey, there's the Heyco set. Okay, so I've had those since October. $29, that was the price at the time. Might have gotten those on Tool of the Day, though. I thought I had this. It was somewhere like, oh, yes. This was Dark Gray Friday. That's why I didn't see it. So $32 basically, $31.52 in fact. And if you're thinking like, hey, that was $45.33, that's like the standard price for these now, isn't it? Like somewhere in mid-40s. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, inflation's a thing. But on Dark Gray Friday, I snagged these for basically $30, and that is a win. So with this not having the commemorative limited edition stuff, if you were unfamiliar or you've forgotten, this is essentially what he's got in there. And again, they've been fantastic. I've currently got, I think, the two largest, the 3/8 and the 5/16 out, servicing a Cushman chuck at work. That's been a nightmare. I'll not delve into that, but I did finally get the scroll plate out. You know, small achievement just now is getting it to go back in and actually spin freely, which is proving to be difficult. Anyway, that's where mine are. They're at work. They're literally sitting there covered in like swarf and lathe dust. But man, when you have something like those cap screws, man, on like the jaws particular, they've been in and out and they're beat up. That Hex Plus Profile, you can tell a huge difference. Plus, you know, they were pretty new compared to the other stuff, but just the wear in there and the way they're able to go in and grab. And then, like I said, that is hellaciously tight. I'm talking, yes, I put a cheater bar. Granted, it's a short one, you know, but it does help. But I had to use cheater bars on my hex keys, right? And it's one of those things, you know, you just got to do what you got to do sometimes. And having that sleeve is nice because when you come in and you try to break those free, and that just digs. If you don't believe me, go find something big. Maybe it's, you know, like a plug on an engine block or something that's seized up. Throw your hex key in it and just go to town. You're like, ow. I see what he means. And then grab one of these and put it in there. Don't even pay attention to the geometry benefits. Just the padded handle. Which, like I said, I run into that a lot more than I thought I would. Where it's the sleeve down here is just a problem. You know? I hate to cut them, and so I typically just switch to a different L key. It doesn't happen all the time. Obviously, if you're in high leverage mode, you know, like with a long end out, no issues there usually. But it's the deep hole stuff that I'm like, man, you know, this is kind of an issue sometimes. Lots of times, plenty of access. Sometimes, no, not happening. But I think that is kind of almost everything. I have slept a little bit, not much. And I kind of think I grabbed these from my nephew. Because I don't really need another pair, so I'm trying to think, like, what was I thinking when I did this? And I want to say I wrote down the list price of $41.90, but I do believe this was some, like, stupid good promotion. I'm not sure what it was, but what we have here is from Knipex, and yes, I'll actually open these because there's no, like, tape. Nothing nefarious will happen. Got him this stuff right here. 10-inch Cobras, you really can't go wrong with these. Every homeowner should have these. Might actually be more functional to have the smaller 7 inches, in my opinion. But for default, general purpose, everything, the 10-inch is kind of nice. You get really good leverage with them. This right here is going to like double the size of most wrench sets or plier capacities for homeowners. This is way more comfortable than a pipe wrench. I think he'll kind of be okay with this. He uses my Knipex at work quite a bit, so especially over here. And I've again got crud tons of different handles and stuff, and I kind of think he's drawn to these. So I do believe that's what I was doing at the time of purchase. I had it all figured out, but that was a few months ago, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, I think that's it. We might do a weird thumbnail here where I actually have stuff like boxed up for a change, right? Maybe lead to some extra clicks as people wonder what's going on. Who knows? But I needed to showcase this stuff because Christmas is coming and this stuff is getting wrapped. So Heyco, favorite color of green. Not sure if he'll wind up really liking those better than the Vit handles when he spends a lot of time with them, but who knows, everyone's different. The Wera hex keys, which he's actually, I want to say he's used mine, but I think that's a good starting point. I mean, it's a great starting point in terms of like the Hex Plus profile and comfort, and looks good. Easy to identify. The sizes are easy to read, at least initially, until they wear off. I think he'll be happy there. This favorite color, gets to try a different drive size, and again, even though they're Quinn sockets, you can plug and play just like we do with a Z. And then a 10-inch Cobra, it's just a staple. So with that said, I think that is everything. There's probably something I'm forgetting, there's probably something I'm doing wrong, but under the time constraints, I feel pretty good about this. And what I'm going to do right now, you ask? We're about to film another one. Got him some stuff from, you might have guessed it, Harbor Freight. And I want to showcase it, just kind of keep you upbeat with what I'm doing for them. Maybe if some of you, have kids at a similar age, or, maybe your son is 14 or your daughter's kind of into old cars, turns 15 or 16. You've been building up something, hopefully not a Mustang for her, but probably. Kids need to know how to do basic maintenance, if nothing else, how to fix a flat and take care of stuff if they get broke down on the side of the road, not just be like some sitting duck, if you will. Have some drive and determination in life. So if that's the case, or maybe you're just kind of setting them up to be functional, like they don't have to depend on someone to do everything for them, type of a thing. It's good to know. You kind of follow, if you want to, my footsteps, which, I walk my own path, but you're welcome to follow. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with starting a kid out, like Pittsburgh or Quinn or Icon or something cheap, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever you got an in on. See how they treat it. You might have 3 sons. One of them, abuses everything. One of them doesn't have any interest in it, but keeps it in good shape. And then the other one uses the snot out of them like the first one, but actually takes care of them. And so the one that actually uses the tools and takes care of them would be a good candidate to get upgraded tools, right? First one, he can learn, like, hey, you beat the snot out of that for no reason. You don't clean it up. You don't put it back where it goes. Follow the suit. Look what your younger brother does. He's not an idiot. Be like him. Middle child, I don't know what to tell you. There's probably no hope. But, maybe it'll get wet off to a handy woman or something. I don't know. But yeah, just kind of floating around here. And like I said, I grew up Craftsman USA stuff out of a little rally box. That was my setup for years. Added stuff from like part stores as I needed it. Essentially, like I needed a torque wrench, or I need 90-degree pliers to get in here, and just slowly built up over time. This is different. I've walked the walk. I've been down this path. I was 18 not too terribly long ago, and so this is my way of saying, hey, have this, might come in handy. Maybe not now, maybe not in 2 years, but maybe eventually. Maybe at some point in life, you sit there and you think, yeah, all my buddies keep having to buy these tools, and I don't. Why is that? And it's like, oh yeah, my uncle's awesome, and he got me this really good stuff that's lasted for like 20 years. So that's the end goal. And like I said, on the back burner of that, when I'm over there at my sister's place, or helping my nephew out, I'm also kind of using this stuff. So it's sort of a win-win if you follow the script there. But yeah, I think this is some pretty cool stuff. I'd absolutely be thrilled if I was his age. Not sure that he's as into this stuff. Well, he's definitely not as into it as me, but I think he can at least... He's been around me enough to at least appreciate it, and I appreciate that. So with that said, let me know how you think we did. If you got any ideas, what did you do for your child? What do you plan to do? I know a lot of you, like when a kid's born, you start buying things. It's a great excuse, set it to the side. This will be our daughters in 17 years, type of a thing. Makes way more sense than some of the stuff people do, but hey. Like I said, to each their own. This is what I've chosen to do with my time and money for my nephew, and some of you might enjoy it too. So with that said, I'm going to try to crank out another mess of a video here. LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all 3 at LoneStarMopars.com. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so. If you subscribe, ring the bell, pick up your limited edition Wera metric hex key set. in the Santa collective box, open it, and find that it's actually SAE. YouTube just might notify you that we got new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Texas time. With that said, I'll possibly release this early, you know, like, I don't know what I'll do. It seems like it ought to be Christmassy. So, yeah, basically, long story short, Merry Christmas.